The final home game of any college football season is cause for celebration. Senior Day, a perfect way to celebrate and remember all of the accomplishments of this group of leaders. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Arizona State Sun Devils, Mountain America Stadium in Tempe. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the Colorado Buffaloes, taking on the 23rd ranked team in the land, the Arizona State Sun Devils. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. And the Buffaloes will put total leather and we'll get started. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Back to pass, it's Levin. Under fire. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Guys, when you think about Arizona State, they've climbed into the top 25. Nothing has been given to these guys, but they're quickly becoming a problem for everybody else.
Well, they are, and they earned that number beside their name. They've played really, really well. The question is now, can you keep it? David, how many times in the past have we seen a team outside the top 25 finally get ranked and then get blown out the very next week?
And there's not a lot of difference between 25 and 45. A lot of times, so many people close together. So earn that ranking and try to keep going.
He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Let's think a second about Arizona State. Not sure if you guys saw this, but they had a big-time four-star running back give a verbal commitment last week. What's his transition going to be like, David?
First of all, everybody saw it. It's all over social media, right? The excitement of landing a guy of that caliber. And just, I mean, that creates excitement in the whole recruiting class in this next cycle.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
He lofted high and deep down the left side. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're not...
There he goes! Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line. The Sun Devils surpassed all expectations last year. Kenny Dillingham in his second year winning the league with a team that was picked to finish last, guys.
And in the playoffs, more than represented themselves well. They had the bye, but they fought Texas tooth and nail. Could have won that football game. And Jesse, a superstar at the quarterback position. They
got a really good one coming back. No Cam Scattaboo this year, though, so they're going to have to find ways to be able to run the football effectively. That was a big part of their success a year ago.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down.
Here we go.
Looking to throw, it's Levitt. Right down the middle. He's got it. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there. And the Sun Devils didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. On the option. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona State!
And that's why this offense is so hard to stop, guys. This quarterback can hurt you throwing it and running it. With his speed, he can make people look silly. And you saw it right there on the opening drive of the game. What a beautiful touchdown run.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. So it's an 80-yard drive. And he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. Guys, let's talk for a minute about Colorado. It has been a season to forget, and honesty compels us to say changes are probably coming.
I'm not sure, but I think Reese Davis just fired a coach. Is that what I heard? I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Listen, hasn't gone well. You've heard the outside noise, continuing to get louder and louder, haven't met expectations. And this is the business we live in college sports, when you get paid a lot of money to do a job and you don't perform.
Listen, at the end of the day in college football, it's results-oriented. They've lost football games this year, and so all signs right now pointing to them potentially making that change before next season. If they're going to stay competitive and they're going to field the best team and program possible heading into next year, then it looks as though a change is inevitable here.
They booted away on 4th down. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. First snap of this drive comes from their own 41. To the air, it's Levitt. Bringing the heat. Going up top. It's a big stride inside the 10. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Sun Devils.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To the ground with the back. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Draw play, quarterback keeps it. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good team.
So important to convert these third downs, and they get it done. They'll have it at the 42.
They're running the curl route against zone coverage. The quarterback knows that's going to be a tight window. He's got to rifle that ball into his wide receiver. He does just that, and as a result, they pick up the first down.
The Buffaloes will have it 1st and 10. Looking to pass. It's Salter. That's reeled in. It's Hayden. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
During the week, you got to talk to your quarterback. Quarterback, what do you like? What's your favorite, safest routes, easiest reads? Love coming out with those early with the short passing game.
And the Buffaloes can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. They'll go to the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They'll try to pick it up on the ground. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
Nice job by this offense converting the third down. Listen, 3rd and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. 3rd downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
On the option. He'll pitch it. Fighting off the defender.
This offense is just like Novocaine. Like, just give it time. It just keeps working. It's a slow death, right? Like, they continue to just chip away. Nice first down play. Nice read. Get it to the pitch man. Sets up a great second down opportunity.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Wants to throw. It's Salter. They'll run the screen. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the ball.
Oh, there's the ball! Offense scoops it up and still going. They bring him down, but not only does he recover the fumble, he gets the first down. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
Well, one thing I do know, Reese, this running back has got to do a better job with ball security. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of that.
They'll give it to the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
That's really worrisome if I'm the head coach, watching my run game suffer the way it has early in this game. And that's why you're down by a lot of points right now. The only way you're going to change the scoreboard is if you're able to find a way to start running it. So if you can't do it with your running backs, you got to think about QB runs, jet sweeps. You got to find ways to have balance and be able to get it done on the ground.
Second down, he'll throw it. The sweet feet buy a little time. With the catch, it's Smalls. Oh, he got loose. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up.
I think you're seeing the chemistry between these two guys on that last play, right? Quarterback's on the move. He's got to find his big fella. He does a great job of finding the soft spot in the defense and settling down. He was a stationary target for his quarterback on the move, and that really helped them pick up that first.
Tries to do it himself on the draw. He never had a chance on the draw. Tackled almost as soon as he got the ball. Not many hiccups on this drive, but it's 2nd and 13 now. Wide receiver going in motion. The give to the running back from the shotgun. They pull him down at the 17 after a pickup of 3. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Here comes the option. Now the pitch. And the 4th option there is to throw it in reverse, and that's what happened on that one.
Great job by the defense that time. One of the best things you can do against a team trying to run option is get penetration. Because when you get penetration on the quarterback, you disrupt the relationship between him and the pitch guy, and you saw it happen that time. The pitch guy ends up getting it, but everything's discombobulated. He's way behind the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go, and it's a big negative play.
It is true as he puts 3 on the board. Now the lead is down to 11. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be dragged down. His drive will open from the 15. Looking to throw, it's Levin. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Rush is on him. Grabbed over the middle. It's Butler. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
And that offensive line gave that quarterback all day to throw the football. That QB could have checked his social media, balanced his investment portfolio, and booked dinner. That's an example of 5 guys up front acting as one. Tremendous job in pass pro.
He's going to fire into the gut of the defense. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30.
Well, this offense has shown you it doesn't take a lot of time for them to generate explosive plays through the air. Big completion on the previous play. They take another shot and hit it, and they have completely flipped the field.
Not much room. A pickup of 2 down to the 28.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the first down on 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Levin. Steps away to find some room. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
This pass rush is real, man. They force the quarterback, they flush him out to the left, and he's trying to scramble around, find an open guy. They still are able to get a hit on him, and that forces the incompletion.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. It's good. And they'll push that lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week in CUSA, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. UTEP is in front. They've owned the line of scrimmage today, but they still have some work to do to put this in the win column. They're up by 7 over New Mexico State. Conference USA tends to make its presence felt, and we'll circle back with any big changes, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. They'll try to get the edge on the left. Got enough for the first. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And this is a really good job of getting on the perimeter so quickly. When you run these tosses, you get away from the big boys. And when you got speed in the backfield, let them do the rest, right? Flip it to them, let them get outside, let them run the football, make a big gain. When you got speed at the running back spot, you definitely want to toss it to him and get him on the perimeter.
To the air, it's Salter. Under fire. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
Really good play by this defense, and you know exactly what you're getting with this guy, man. He is electric. He is dynamic. He'll make plays, so you got to do a good job of containing him in the pocket. And when he starts to scramble, chase from one side. Don't overlap with another guy. Nice job by the defense.
And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
And this guy has been a dominant force early in this game. We're still in the first half. He already has a sack. He gets a tackle for loss there. He's playing so well with his eyes right now. He's reading his keys, and he's letting his God-given ability put him in the backfield to make these plays.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Looking for a deep man. Oh, did he toast the coverage? Got it deep downfield. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Bucks!
And that was a really big score here at the end of the first half, just for their confidence and their momentum. They're obviously still losing right now on the scoreboard, but you had the feeling something positive had to happen here at the end of the first half for them to go in at halftime, regroup, and come out in the second half now trying to build on that successful drive offensively.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish with a huge play in the passing game, covering 75 yards to house it. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. To the air, it's Levin. Trying to get behind the defense. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection.
And it's funny, right before that play, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if this offense is just going to play conservative here with the field position, the fact they haven't scored a ton of points so far in this game, and just run the ball and take it into halftime. No, they're being aggressive, and not just that. They're taking deep shots way down the field, but give the defense credit. They were ready for it, forcing that incompletion.
That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Throws for the tight end. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Bringing it back. Touchdown, Colorado. What a play. Not only the interception, but the great return for the score. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too, now. Look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Sun Devils will boot it away to start the second half. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Starts from their own 25-yard line. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. The delay of game pushes the offense back. To the air, it's Salter. Trying to set up the screen, and this one will be stopped for no gain. You want to give this guy a chance to get some yards after the catch, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, give the defense credit. You saw their speed rallying to the football on the perimeter.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. The sure hands, it's Hayden. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Let's see what call they have on 3rd and long from the 28. Here's the snap, looking to throw. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
You sort of get the feeling here in the second half with the game tied. It very easily could come down to which of these 2 quarterbacks has the football last. Bit of a blown opportunity there on 3rd down with that incompletion. This guy's going to have to lock in for the remainder of the game.
They kick it away on 4th down. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Arizona State has the ball back in the offense, making its way onto the field. From the gun, running back gets the give. And a 9-yard gain on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and short.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
On the ground, it's Udo. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. And the Sun Devils will have a first down.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He might want another play. Looking for a man. It's Levin. Moving out of the pocket. Looking to the big tight end. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business.
And talk about being an impact player for his defense. That's now his second interception in this game. Time and time again, when they've thrown his direction, he's come up with a big play. And in a tight game like this, those two interceptions, that is massive for this defense.
They're going to test that run defense to the right here. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He leaves it with the back. Quick spin on the ride. Forges ahead. Picks up about 3 to the 29.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Smalls. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down.
And listen, I know he just got rocked, but he held onto the football and got the first down. So when he can get up, when he has the strength to get back up, nothing to be worried about. Nice play, nice catch. Don't worry about that big stick. I got the first down. Signal that thing for me and celebrate.
Gonna run it. It's Hayden. He's gonna lose a yard on that one.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Keeps it on the draw. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Back to throw, it's Salter. The short hands, it's Miller. Breaks into the open. Running through contact. Run out of bounds just before he could get it into the end zone, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Well, this quarterback has found a really nice rhythm here on this drive. He just looks dialed in. He's doing a great job in the pre-snap, seeing the safety rotation, and that time saw the one-on-one matchup to take a shot, and he hit it. He's in a really, really nice groove right now.
And the Buffaloes have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Here we go, sack. Trying to surge it in. Touchdown, Buffaloes! And that one will give them the lead.
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal line, understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
The kick is good, but the penalty flag indicates we've got a roughing the kicker call coming. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Hamilton. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Wants to go up top on first down. He throws one to the left. Incomplete. Man, is he lucky to get that one back. Defense that close to an interception.
Man, an almost disaster again for this offense. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. The defense got their hands on another one. They are dialed in. They really got a good beat on this passing game.
Holds and fires complete to the right. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Defense came into this one prepared for these quick receiver screen passes. Nice job beating blocks at the point of attack and rallying to the football.
Need 10 yards on this third down, and they're backed up inside their own 20. Looking downfield, it's Levin. He lets it fly. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
We got a close game here in the third quarter, and you're seeing momentum shift right now for the defense. The last drive out, they gave up a touchdown. This drive, though, they've now forced a 3 and out. They've done an outstanding job, and you can see them now playing with more confidence.
That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And this team needs more of that, man. Like, this is a really close football game. You've got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
Back to pass on second down. Flips it out on the screen. Oh, he's got some space. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
He didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If he could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Quarterback running on the draw. And they'll move the chains with the first down, but that might be it for the third quarter. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory.
Arizona State, 17.
They go back to work with the first down in the final period of this one. Leaves it with the back. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They go to the ground. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
It'll be 3rd and long. Scanning the field, it's Salter. Dumps it off in the flats. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
Man, did the defense need the stop. Great job getting the 3rd down stop. They needed to force a punt. They got to get their offense the football back so they have a chance in this football game. Really nice execution by this defense.
The Buffaloes looking to convert on 4th down. The option look. The offense pumps it up, and they were on the move. Bounced right back to them. The decision to go for it does not pan out.
One thing this defense prides themselves on is their preparation. And they knew coming into this game they were going to see option on 4th down. All 11 guys defensively are ready for it. The quarterback tries to keep it himself, but there is nowhere for him to go, and they turn it over on downs.
QBs do a really good job of feeling pressure and trying to get away from it. And you can see he wants to, but there's nowhere to go. Great job by the defense, getting him to the ground for no gain.
He sends 2 wideouts right, 2 to the left on 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. He'll take a deep shot here. Wide open, he makes the catch.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that...
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this 1st down.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Levin. Still looking, on the move. He's going to sling it into the heart of the field. And he throws another interception, his 3rd of the night. Made the play on the pick, was hoping to make one on the return. He'll have to settle for letting the offense pay it off from the 26.
Wide receivers, you know, they might at least have a hint of diva in them, right? Like they're always open, aren't they, according to them? And I tell you what, it's hard to be a quarterback because when they do throw that hand up there, you want to throw them the football. You want them to have confidence. You want to force feed them. You want them to really have that confidence at an all-time high. Sometimes you force them a little bit too much. The defense takes advantage like they did right there.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. A strike downfield. Stopped at the 42, but he got 15 yards on the play.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And this situation here on second down is the exact situation this offense wanted to stay out of. You got the lead late in the ball game. You want to get positive yards, keep that clock ticking. Now in this situation, it's interesting. Do they want to throw the football? How much do they trust their quarterback not to make a mistake here late in the football game with the lead?
Looking downfield, it's Salter. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
That's how you blow up the screen pass if you're on defense. You got to hit the quarterback fast, force the incompletion.
And the Buffaloes are in a mess here on 3rd and a mile. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
And the Buffaloes will punt this one away.
In punt formation to kick it away.
Kick is in the air. Fair catch is collected at the 24, and that's where they'll start this drive. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quarterback just flat missed him. Incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance.
Finds a spot in the middle. The junior making a clutch play and turning in a big catch.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
Forced out of the pocket. On the run, deep down the right side. He's got it. Touchdown, Arizona State. Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
This guy is officially a problem. His 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. Nice job by the offense. Dude, if I've got a matchup I like, continue to pick at it until they stop.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, it has gone final in that fascinating Pac-12 matchup we've been keeping a close eye on. Washington had an impressive showing at home, and to do it with some of the legends of the past there, Mark Brunell, Napoleon Kaufman, and Lincoln Kennedy, what a special victory. Pac-12 football at its finest, gentlemen. Just when you think you have things figured out, a game like this happens.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. The offense couldn't get the snap off in time, and it'll cost them. Time for the offense to try to put together a 4th quarter drive to break a tie. Dropping back, it's Salter. Just a little off. Incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window, and the intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete. Now on 2nd down.
Wants to go up top. Throws to the wideout. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
After that incompletion, it's decision time now if you're the head coach. Do you stay aggressive? Do you trust your offense to go get this first down, try and eat clock and win the game late? Or do you trust your defense to get it back to you quickly for one more opportunity?
The Buffaloes will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And the Buffaloes decide to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. The kick is on its way. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. We've got a tie game, and this defense will try to keep it that way with just a few minutes left. Give to Brown. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. The Sun Devils in a good spot here with second and short. He'll do it himself. He's run out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 26.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
And the Sun Devils with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Out of the gun, they give to the back. Tough, determined run, gets it down to the 12.
On second down defensively, I'm always like, hey, let's get to third down. Really good job by the offense. It's like, nah, we're going to stick this run right down your throat, get the first down on second down. We don't need third downs.
The Sun Devils will line it up on 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
Defense is about seeing it and pulling the trigger, and you could tell they pull the trigger so fast, get to the back, get him on the ground quickly.
Leaves it with the back. They'll wrestle him down at the 4-yard line after that run. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. And they fail to hook up on third down.
And these moments can't be tight, man. You start looking at that clock, and that thing's staring at you. So I got to pass, I got to pass. Big fourth down and short. You got to get this first down. So you got to be thinking about that first before you think about the clock.
It's good, and that was dead solid, perfect. Big celebration, and understandably so, guys, but there is still time on the clock. After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking for a man. It's Salter. Quickly complete. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. Guys, let's look big picture in Colorado. He's been under pressure all season, and they really haven't done much to turn down that heat. And it's just hard to imagine that this guy will be back leading this program next year.
Yeah, you want to see him finish strong, and I think Coach needs to finish strong. All the negativity swirling around the program, obviously, you hear it. It's a part of it. The kids hear it, but finishing strong would kind of ease some of that. But Palmer, it's the body of work. Everything he did this season is going to be taken into account. And it's going to be tough, I think, for him to keep his job.
Going to throw it over the top of the D. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. He would have loved to make the big return there, but he still gives his team the ball at the 37.
Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Great job by the defense, not closing the door completely, but stopping the momentum late in the game when you already got a lead. Nice job, D.
Work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. The quarterback takes a knee. Well, look what we have here, guys. After all the early season doubts, these guys have put together a winning streak.
They sure have. Man, they're just believing in themselves right now. This is a completely different looking team than what we saw early in the year. They're playing with so much more confidence. And David, when you start making plays, you start stringing W's together, that's obviously what happens.
Everybody gets energized. Everybody starts to contribute. Young guys start to grow up. Coaches start to believe in them. Everything starts to turn around and swing the other way. They got it all going in the right direction.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.